How you guys doing? I'm Chris Ignato, and welcome to my nature review series month by month, where I talk about the goings on in Mother Nature on a monthly basis. So, this installment is August. So unfortunately, I have to start off by saying I don't have a whole lot for August. It's a very difficult month for me, and the Lyme disease was really knocking me through the ringer. Not to mention the fact that having Medicaid is kind of like going to Home Depot for medical treatment. It just doesn't really work out too well. On top of that, any of the doctors that I'm supposed to see don't really return the calls. They don't even know I have Medicaid yet. So it's very difficult. I don't even want to get into it. So, on with the video. Let's talk about August. August, of course, was very hot. Nearly every single day I went out, I found myself soaked in sweat, even indoors. Now I know having my doxycycline and stuff like that makes me sweat a lot, but most of the days were in the 80s and 90s. Now, wandering forests did provide a little shade from the glaring sun. However, the humidity was intense. That brought in some intense thunderstorms with high winds and spectacular cloud formations. Unfortunately, though, the August thunderstorms were nothing like they used to be. I remember 15-20 years ago, you used to get a couple of really good ones every week in August. The sunrises and sunsets were definitely worth filming. Even the clouds themselves were beautiful. Those rains left behind some really interesting formations in the soil, and it reminded me something of the deserts that you might find in the Southwest. Really neat looking. Check it out. A common sight after the summer rains is mushrooms and fungi, and there were plenty to see. Wood ears and jacks were some of the really interesting ones to gander at. Meadows have filled with goldenrods and other late summer flowers, advertising like billboards to all the pollinators busying themselves for food. The teasels were towering above all the rest, and really lend themselves for some great portraiture. Praying mantises, bees, wasps, beetles, and my favorite, the dogbane beetle, were just covering the meadows. The second wave of caterpillars had hit, and of course there'll be a third wave come fall. Cicadas were singing non-stop, and at times that sound was deafening. The dark of night was when they would shed their subterranean skins and prepare for their new life of song and flight. Katydids are singing from late morning to about 11 p.m., and those have always been some of my favorite songs and sights. I actually got to see, for the first time, a species that I've been dying to see for most of my life. The black-legged meadow katydid. What a magnificently handsome orthopteran. Herons, of course, were all over the place at lakes, ponds, and rivers. The spotted lanternflies were everywhere in the quarantine zones, and that's just really unfortunate. However, I have been hearing from various people that there is a treatment that they're having success with, and that includes creating bait trees and then poisoning the trees. We're going to have to wait several years down the road to see how that one pans out. August marks the start of the season for some really big spiders. Argiopes have been showing up in the meadows, and to me, they represent some of the most beautiful spiders in my locale. The evenings are inhabited by large orb weavers with webs spanning several feet across. I even witnessed a grim mating scene with an unfortunate end for the male. You must really watch where you're going in the dark. Heather and I got to go camping for a couple of days as she attended a conference in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That was a funny trip. We hit Hershey Gardens and saw some amazing butterflies. Churchville Nature Center had its annual Arthropalooza, and of course I had a great time working that. How cool is that? How many people do you know that have a world of tarantulas? Heather and I actually observed something really strange at our favorite local park. Every meadow was packed with deer. I mean, I'm talking herds of like 12 to 15, 16 deer. That's actually strange for around here. There were several bucks in each group, and of course plenty of young'uns too. And that was the most we have ever seen for that park. Finally, the nights were growing cooler as September was sweeping away the high temperatures. That is the time of year I love to spend the evening either in a hammock or wandering about under the moonlight. September is here now, and I'm expecting a break in the weather. However, not a very long break. There is always a couple more heat waves in store, and October still has a couple of days in the 80s and even 90s lately. By the end of September, I'll be expecting to see new species of moth on every evening. The animals will be preparing to migrate south, and the stars will start shining brighter. There will still be many more days of heat. I really hope I get out more this month and find a lot of insects and wildlife to film for future videos. In the meantime, you stay cool and prepare yourself for the season of harvest. There are going to be apples, pumpkins, squash, corn, all sorts of great crops and wild edibles to enjoy. So, thanks a lot for watching my nature review series. You stay cool. And once again, I'm Chris Ignato, signing out. If you like this video, be sure to check out this video over here that YouTube has selected specifically for you based on your watch time. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, but you gotta click the bell icon, because if you don't, YouTube will never let you know when a new video of mine comes out. And remember, passion inspires spirit. Chris Ignato, signing out.